Hey guys, this is Klazart bringing an audio commentary as promised, and this is game 2 of the matchup between Flash and Jaedong in the quarterfinals of the Ever OSL, played on the 25th of December, Christmas Day 2009. And this is obviously a must-win matchup for Jaedong, who one can only say went down to brilliance and emphatic play from Flash. That was quite a decisive victory, leaving Jaedong in veritable tears at the end. And he's going to have to pull out all the stops here because Flash has been looking menacing. A lot of fans, I think, will argue that this is the final. No disrespect to the other players still in the tournament, but we all know how legendary Jaedong is when it comes to Zerg versus Zerg, and Flash has just looked so ridiculously unstoppable recently. We've all talked a lot over time about Flash and how good he is and how potentially great he is. But we all have also felt that when push has come to shove in the big games, he's failed to really live up to his own potential. And I'm just starting to wonder if this could be his season. He's in the MSL, he's in the OSL. Could this be the season that he could really do it and really perhaps even win both tournaments and just prove the dominant force that he is? Has he matured enough? Has he learned to manage his workload and his playstyle to the point where he can compete in more than one tournament at a time and not just have fatigue and burnout, which has been really an Achilles heel for Flash. And I just also like to take a moment right now, guys, just to I hope you guys all had, just to say that I hope you guys all had a good Christmas with your families, and that you all took a moment perhaps to think about those out there a little less fortunate than us. And you know, guys, I'm not very religious. In fact, I probably consider religion to be one of the biggest problems facing progress for humanity right now. But Christmas to me means something more than that. It's more than just its religious significance. It's obviously a time for people to come together, for a time for people to think about our lives and think about our families. And StarCraft is like that. It's a symbol. It's a symbol to those of us who watch it and enjoy it. And I think the people, you know, the haters who say it's just a game, or oh, you're nerds for watching this and all the rest of it, I think they just don't get it. And you know, I think their lives are a little less rich because of it, and ours a little more so. But anyway, enough of my philosophical ramblings. This is Flash versus Jaedong. Flash is, and this is Neo Heartbreak Ridge, and this is going to be Flash in red at the 3 o'clock position, with Jaedong obviously at 9 o'clock in yellow. Flash sending a very early SCV out. He's only got about 6 SCVs mining right now, and he's sending this very early SCV. Could we be seeing some sort of a hidden proxy barracks from Flash? Jaedong obviously having set that overlord out, Flash is building a racks out straight away, and he's only got 7 SCVs. Not even 7, he's got 6 SCVs still out, so he's really just making a very fast push here. Flash going for the cheese, going for the kill. He doesn't want to give Jaedong a chance to come back in this matchup and level it up at 1-all and take it to the final. And Flash really being quite bold here. And we know that he's been able to do this. I mean, Flash famously rose to prominence with those cheese wins over Bisu way back when people said, when a lot of disgruntled Protoss fans, I might add, said, and oh, this is horrible for Jaedong. Jaedong's going for a 12 hatch or a 12 pool. He's going for a 12 hatch, and that is exactly the kind of build that's going to get completely destroyed by an early barracks here, especially since Jaedong might not even see that racks with his overlord. Jaedong's overlord is drifting in that direction. If that overlord sees this, Jaedong perhaps might have a chance to try and get something down, but he still hasn't even started his spawning pool yet. You can see on the minimap he's put his hatchery down. This is going to be absolute disaster for Jaedong. Flash is just going to absolutely tear through him here, and it does look like Flash is going to go through to the semi-finals. Jaedong only now starting his spawning pool, and now Jaedong sees that first Marine is already out and that he is in for a world of pain. Jaedong is going to be severely under pressure. If he can somehow manage to hold his defense, of course, he's going to be in a decent position, but that Rax went down very early, and Flash with already 2 Marines out to Jaedong not even having a spawning pool, and that overlord is in a very vulnerable position, and Jaedong's probably going to lose that overlord, which is going to hurt him big times. He cannot afford the larvae right now. Flash with 3 SCVs out as well. He is going to make a massive push here, and he's probably going to be able to, at the very least, put a bunker down outside that natural expo of Jaedong's, if not just stream right through, because that hatchery has to go up. Jaedong might get time to get a creep colony down. He's obviously going to try and make as many zerglings as he can, and perhaps with the larvae from both hatcheries, he might try and mount some sort of a defense here, but he's going to be in in severe trouble. Flash pushing ahead, and Jaedong's got nothing. He doesn't even have any lings at this stage. If he'd even gone for a 12 pool, he might have had a couple of lings. Now that Rack's going down next to that hatchery, which is complete, Jaedong obviously trying to put a creep colony down and get a sunken down ASAP. Flash obviously is going to put pressure on it, and Jaedong is going to be forced to pull all of his drones, which is just going to kill any economic advantage he might have hoped to derive from that 12 hatchery. And he's managed to get one creep colony up. He's got all of his drones in the mix, but Flash has meanwhile got that bunker up. Flash with the 4 Marines still there. Jaedong now with lings and drones out, putting pressure on that bunker, but Flash has got 5 SCVs to repair it, and this is just awful. The Sunken does manage to go up. Jaedong is going to manage to take that bunker down, but he's only got 2 drones left, and Flash very cleverly has just laid waste to Jaedong. And oh my god, he wasn't able to take the bunker down. I thought that bunker was about to go down, but Jaedong, even though he was dealing enough damage per second to take it down, he was constantly bleeding attack power because he was losing units, and now Jaedong is reduced to 2 drones only, and he's just got a handful of zerglings left. And even if he manages to somehow take this bunker down and save that hatchery, it's GG, folks. It is GG. And Flash, again, emphatic in style and almost dismissive of Jaedong. Almost dismissive, showing no respect to his opponent whatsoever, just completely cheesing him. And you've got to say that if you're bold enough to pull off a move like that on a map like this, then well, you know, you deserve to win. I mean, you do leave yourself quite vulnerable. If Jaedong had gone for say, for example, a 9 pool, Flash's attack, Flash would have been potentially quite far behind in terms of his economy. Even if Jaedong had gone for a 12 pool, he might have had a chance to fend that off. As it is, Jaedong found himself in the worst possible position, and Flash's gamble paid off, and that is, I suppose, part of the luck of StarCraft. And you know, sometimes the luck doesn't necessarily favor the player who needs it. Luck usually favors the player who's bolder, and Flash was bolder, and on this occasion luck favored him, and he's going to be going through, and I think a lot of people will be arguing that he's going to be a hot favorite. I mean, if you look at the remaining matches, most of the players are Zerg players, and none of those players have Jaedong's level of strength against Terran players. So if Jaedong has been swatted aside so casually, one has to wonder the kind of mishmash that Flash is going to make of the other remaining players in the tournament. Of course, I'm not a betting man. Well, actually, sometimes I can. I do enjoy the occasional game of poker, but generally I'm not a betting man. I certainly don't engage in any sports betting. But if I was, I would bet the house on Flash taking the OSL now, guys. And Jaedong trying to get a couple of zerglings in there, but GG realizing that Flash's economy is ridiculously strong when he sneaked those 2 zerglings in, and that it was pointless to go on there. And he is absolutely distraught. He is now out of the OSL, and yeah, he won't be getting an OSL title this season. And yeah, and you know, looking back, I guess, other than not going for a 12 hatch, there wasn't much else. I mean, once Jaedong went for a 12 hatch, unfortunately his fate was sealed, and that is part of the cruelty of StarCraft, that you can be dead before you even begin, but that is war. You know, there's so many soldiers who lose their lives before even setting a foot on the battlefield, and sometimes not even to enemy fire. And that is the cruelty of life, and unfortunately Jaedong has, and of course, you know, I don't mean to diminish what those soldiers go through. This is nothing in comparison, but I'm sure Jaedong feels the cruelty of StarCraft. And StarCraft, when you win, when it rewards you, it can just be the most amazing thing ever. But when you lose on a stage like this, in a way like that, you know, I mean, Flash and Jaedong, 2 opposite sides of a coin right now, exhibiting both the euphoria and the despondency that comes with Pro StarCraft, with watching and playing it, guys. I'm sure Terran fans enjoyed that. I'm not so much sure neutral fans or Zerg fans or Jaedong fans would have. I'm sure they would have preferred more of a contest. Personally, I would have preferred this to go down to the wire and seeing these 2 epic guys slug it out. But as it stands, Flash has made a statement here, guys, and it's just a question of who amongst the remaining brood is willing to stand up and answer his call, answer his challenge. Also, guys, on a slightly different note, if there's any amongst you out there who are artists, who are comic book or graphic novel style artists, and might be interested in perhaps collaborating on a project with me, please get in touch with me. You can message me via PM on YouTube, and I will try and get back to you guys. So yeah, this is Klazart. Thanks for listening.